Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. And today I want to share with you my build of the Comet Technology MSN-06S. This is a third-party 1/100 scale Sinanju with a resin kit applied to the mold. This kit seems to be from the newer third-party crop of kits, where those don't simply copy the original Bandai designs, but remold them as if they had a resin kit applied out of the box. I can appreciate this approach as someone who does not have the skills to do the real resin kits. Maybe one day. For now, however, this kit is closest I can get to having an awesome super-duper detailed Sinanju in 1/100 scale. To kick things off, a quick message from Gunpla. I buy almost all of my figures and third-party kits at Gunpla.com. They offer great prices, awesome customer service, and a nice points program. If you decide to shop for your next kit or figure there and would like to support this channel even more, consider using reviewer code SKH. It helps the channel a lot. As always, do your own research and only purchase from stores that you are comfortable with. Now, back to the video. This kit comes in a single medium-sized box that contains 34 runners, a water decal sheet, a manual, and some metal parts. All of the armor parts runners are molded in colored plastic, and the brighter color also has a textured outer layer finish for the most part. The darker red appears to have mostly plain, smooth surface, and the black parts have a texture too, which is important for that color as plain black looks like poop out of the box. There is quite a lot of plated gold and silver chrome plastic for the accents, and the inner frame is full ABS plastic. If you don't plan on painting or top coating this kit, it will look still pretty darn decent out of the box. For my build, I did no top coating. The assembly for this kit is pretty straightforward, where you build entire parts like legs, arms, torso, waist, head, doing the armor straight away. You can choose to do the inner frame first and the armor later, but the manual won't guide you through that. There are quite a few parts per section, however, and there is a big focus on armor separation. Let's start from the bottom. The feet and legs are mirrored. There is no part alteration or customization per side. As a matter of fact, you will notice that the inner frame for each leg has holes and slots for either side. The foot is articulated and connects to the leg via a peg, while the leg has a decent knee joint and an extremely stiff thigh joint. The thigh joint was so tough out of the box that I had to cut entire pieces out of the peg with my hobby knife, and even after that, I feel like the pegs that slide into the waist and thigh respectively will break before the joint actually moves. The knee armor on the legs is dangerously spiky and has a tendency to fall off completely. There is a shell armor on the sides of the legs with wings that are supposed to open, but the mechanism is very flimsy and cannot hold those wings open. The waist is rather slim and all 6 skirts have various opening gimmicks. It is a nice detail, but they are quite flimsy, so handle them with care. On the waist back skirts, I used some of my newly acquired steady water-based white panel liner to add some extra detail. Also, be very careful assembling the back skirts. There's a lot of free space inside of them, and the pegs are long and slim, so they are easy to break or bend. It took me a few attempts to put them together correctly, and even then they have a tendency to fall apart whenever I try to use one of their opening gimmicks. Another thing that is worth mentioning on the waist is the spring tube metal pieces on the sides. These two are, without a doubt, the most frustrating pieces of assembly I've come across yet. The spring attaches to 2 pegs, one on the back skirt and one on the front. So you're supposed to attach the back first, then slide the metal cylinders, and then attach the front. But these are not super secure attachments, and there is very little room to maneuver. And each time you fail to connect the spring, it shoots out and the cylinders fly into the stratosphere. Let me tell you, my neighbors probably heard how frustrated I was trying to attach these freaking springs. So have some patience and get slim set of tweezers. Torso. It is a very basic inner frame with a cockpit. The highlight is of course the black and gold layered plastic at the front and the color. This is also a good time to mention that the gold-plated plastic has a ton of obvious gate marks. Like here on the chest, you can judge for yourself how much do those stick out. To me in real life, they are not a huge deal. Shiny plastic is very reflective, so I don't see them all that well. The torso also has a spring tube with metal cylinders, but this one has a plastic tube running through it on the inside, so it is very easy to assemble and it stays put. There is also a fairly straightforward butterfly joint for the arms. Speaking of which, the arms have a standard shoulder joint with a shoulder armor attachment. I really do not like how they decided to attach the shoulders with this kit. It is incredibly flimsy and easy to disconnect. Also, the shoulder is too narrow to slide over the main joint, so it tends to come apart as you try to install it. The shoulder molds are pretty nice though. The opening top gimmick does not work reliably, as the red part attaches to the chrome thruster on the inside via peg. All chrome pegs on this kit needed thinning. I assume because the mold and sizing is done for raw plastic, and the plating process adds quite a bit of thickness, so the opening red parts tend to simply disconnect instead of opening. The side armor on the shoulder has little flip-out arms to hold the shield out of hand. But, because the main shoulder attachment point is so weak, there was zero chance my kit would hold the shield using that attachment point. The arms in general are stiff enough to hold the accessories and pose around. There are 3 pairs of hands: open, closed fists and holding hands. All have articulated thumbs that stick out quite a bit. The cuffs and hands are attached to the arms on the ball joints, so while the forearm does not turn, you can achieve additional articulation by moving the cuffs. The forearms have an opening hatch. This hatch is actually used to hold the shield, not the hands. And while this hatch can hold the shield, it does so just barely. So no matter how you put it, the shield is not attached to the body very securely. It always feels like a small gust of air will knock it off the kit. The backpack and thrusters are done quite simply, yet well. The main backpack is just a few armor parts and thrusters. The top part is supposed to be dark gray inner frame, but I chose to cover it in chrome. The thrusters are exactly the same, but molded well, and I like the detail in the back. You have a nice opening gimmick, and all of these flaps are articulated too. Same with the shoulders. When using this opening gimmick, the parts tend to disconnect from just a little bit of pressure. The white tanks are pretty neat. I yet again really like the molding, and the opening gimmicks are actually useful here. The top of the part has a lot of molded detail, but it is just 2 inner frame dark parts, so I used some white panel liner and a dry brush to bring that detail out. The head is done well. There is transparent plastic green mono eye, but there was no room to wire an LED, at least not enough for me to take that risk. The armor plastic for the head is super spiky, so mind your fingers. The lower jaw has tubes similar to the torso molded into it, but you will need to paint them to look the part. And last but not least, the accessories. This kit comes with a rifle, a bazooka, a shield, a pair of sabers, a pair of tomahawks, and a few effect parts. I really like how well the shield is done for this kit. Even though you can't hold it in hand, the molding and proportions are spot on. The black and gold plastic also make the shield look $1,000,000 straight out of the box. The rifle and the bazooka are pretty basic, so to give them a little bit of pop, I shaded, panel lined, painted and dry brushed them. It is nothing too fancy, just a little bit of Real Touch marker, white panel liner, DSPIAE chrome marker and Tester's silver paint. This way the guns have a bit of a rugged look and are not completely plain. I really like the tomahawks, and they can be connected at the ends to form a double-ended weapon. I think it looks pretty good. You technically can also attach the tomahawks to the inside of the shield and snap the long effect parts on, but I was not able to find a way to keep the shield attached to the hand with so much added weight. I did not bother trying out the sabers, as they seemed to be rather generic. This kit does not come with a stand, and I did not see an action base adapter included either. The waist does have a spot where an adapter would usually snap on. I had to modify one of the generic Bandai action base ones to hold the kit. As for the detailing work on this kit in general, because this uses ABS plastic, I only used the water-based panel liners from Steady. I also did a bunch of chrome detailing with a DSPIAE marker on thrusters and inner frame parts that stick out through the armor, and I dry brushed some of the tester's silver paint on the joints. And I used the included water decals for extra detail with a bunch more left over. The whole build took me probably 2 to 3 weeks worth of evening sessions, as it is not a super complex or large build. In general though, I would say this kit is an eye candy. I like this design, and added detail fits well. I also like the quality of the molds. The proportions are right and lines are near perfect. The quality of plastic is pretty decent too, and the chrome is shiny. There are also quite a few things that I don't like about this kit. This kit is not functional pretty much at all. It is pretty hard to manipulate and pose, and while some joints are loose, the others are unbelievably stiff. The armor parts tend to fall off when you pose it around. The aforementioned spring tubes on the waist might make you question your life choices. Also the gate marks. They are everywhere and they are quite obvious, not only on the chromed out plastic but on the armor and the visible inner frame too. If you look for them, you will see them, and once you do, they are hard to ignore. And lastly, the stand. While I understand the lack of a stand in favor of a better price, I think the lack of an action-based adapter is not a good choice. Overall, while this kit has a number of flaws, I am happy I got it, and I'm happy that now I can display it in my collection. It catches the eye and will be a good partner for my in-ear lizard in the red corner. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, consider dropping a like and a comment. And if you would like to see more videos like this, subscribe. Enjoy the video shots. And I will see you in the next video.
Wow.